Dobrý den! Welcome to my video. My grammar videos are back, and today we are going to take a closer look at how to translate the word maybe into Czech. When you look it up in the dictionary, it will show you these options. Možná, also třeba, snad, and asi. In this video, I will show you when to use which one. No worries, it's not as difficult as it sounds. Jdeme na to. Ahoj, vítejte na mém kanále Czech by Zuzka, kde vám pomocí angličtiny vysvětluju českou gramatiku. We are going to start with the word možná, which I think is the most common translation of the word maybe. Možná can be translated as maybe or also might. First, I would like to tell you that there is also an adjective, možný, which obviously has different forms for different genders. So we would have možný, možná, možné, working as an adjective. And this means possible. For example, if you say je to možné, it means it is possible. Or even the form možná can be an adjective. For example, změna není možná. A change is not possible. Změna není možná. But I want to talk about a different part of speech. Možná as a particle. Specifically, a modal particle is just a little word that changes the way we express the sentence. We give it a certain tone. For example, you can say a very simple sentence, ano, which means yes. But once you put that word, možná, which is a particle here, it suddenly changes the whole meaning. It means maybe yes. So you change the modality. So I just wanted to clarify that there is a difference between možná, a particle, or možná, možný, možné as an adjective. So let's take a look at examples with možná, where it means maybe, possibly. So if you want to say maybe yes, you can say možná ano, možná jo. Jo is more informal. Možná jo, maybe yes. Or the opposite, možná ne, maybe not. Možná ne. Or you could say, I might be wrong. In Czech, like I said, we don't have the verb might. What we do is we translate it with maybe will, or maybe I am wrong. So I might be wrong would simply be možná se pletu. Možná se pletu. I might be wrong. Or you want to say to someone, we might see each other there. You know, there's a party, we might see each other there. Možná se tam uvidíme. Možná se tam uvidíme. It might be better like this. It might be better this way. Možná by to bylo lepší takhle. Možná by to bylo lepší takhle. So you notice that možná is at the beginning of the sentence, which is the usual case. Now, about the word třeba. Třeba is informal. I already mentioned it once that it can mean for instance, but being informal. It's something that we use so much in spoken Czech. But today I want to talk about třeba as in maybe. Here's good news. Možná and třeba are completely interchangeable. They both mean maybe. The only difference is that třeba is informal. So all those sentences that I mentioned here before could be replaced by třeba, and they mean exactly the same thing, except you might use them in a different environment. When you use třeba, it's more relaxed. You can use it with your friends, with your co-workers who you are friends with, but if you write emails, třeba might not be the best word for it. I mean, writing formal emails to people you don't know or they haven't met you. So let's take a look. You can say maybe yes, it's better to say třeba jo, because they both are informal. Třeba and jo. Třeba jo, maybe yes. Třeba ne, maybe not. Třeba se pletu, you know, I might be wrong. Again, this is informal. Třeba se tam uvidíme. Třeba se tam uvidíme. We might see each other there. Třeba by to bylo lepší takhle. It might be better this way. So remember, třeba is informal, možná is more neutral, but they have the same function in this context. Our next word is asi. Asi is a slangy word. We use it when we want to express an estimate, something more or less, but it is informal. I also had a video about this. If you want to check it out, you can find the link below the video in the description, because in this video I only want to cover the meaning of maybe. So here is one important thing to keep in mind. When we want to translate maybe, we can use asi when we want to express quantity, like an approximate quantity. For example, let's use something very typical Czech. Do you know knedlík? Czech dumpling. So when you have your typical Czech meal, svíčková, you eat it with dumplings. Someone can ask you, how many dumplings do you want? And then you answer, I don't know, maybe 5. Kolik chceš knedlíků? How many dumplings do you want? Nevím, asi 5. Asi as in maybe or I guess. But you can also say možná 5, třeba 5. But this is the place where you can also use asi to say maybe. When you have an approximate quantity, you can use asi. In other contexts, asi is more like I guess. So that changes. If you say asi nebude pršet, it means I guess it will not rain. So it is slightly different when you say asi nebude pršet, I guess it will not rain, versus možná nebude pršet, it might not rain. And finally, let's take a look at the word snad. This part is very important. Snad is usually translated as hopefully, I hope, let's hope. So snad expresses certain hope. You're hoping for that result. For example, if you say snad zavolá, I hope he or she will call. Snad zavolá. Hopefully he or she will call. Let's hope he or she will call. Snad přijdu včas. I hope I will come on time. Snad přijdu včas. Or you have a friend, Aneška is coming over and you gave her your address and you're thinking, oh, I hope she makes it here, I hope she won't get lost. Snad sem Aneška trefí. Here I'm using an informal verb, trefit. Trefit means to hit the target, but it also means to find your way somewhere. And it's a really handy verb in informal communication in Czech. Snad sem Aneška trefí. I hope Aneška will find her way here. Keep in mind, snad equals doufám že, or doufáme že. I hope that. So I would not really agree with the dictionary that maybe can be translated as snad. Maybe in certain situations. So you might be asking, why is the dictionary giving me snad as an option for maybe? It works when you talk about an approximate quantity as well. If you want to say there maybe were about 100 people, you could say bylo tam snad 100 lidí. Bylo tam snad 100 lidí. But you have other options. You could say bylo tam asi 100 lidí, bylo tam možná 100 lidí. It's one of the options how to say maybe with an approximate quantity. Since I already brought up snad, I would like to give you a few examples where snad works in a slightly different way. We use it also sarcastically, and it has a completely different meaning than maybe. So you can say, no to snad ne, when you can't believe someone or something happened. To snad ne. This means something like, this can't be. I can't believe this is happening. You can say, to snad není pravda. This can't be true. To snad není pravda. And careful, when you say snad to není pravda, you are saying, I hope this is not true. So watch out for the word order. When you start with to here, to snad není pravda. I can't believe this is happening. This can't be true. Versus snad to není pravda. I hope this is not true. Let's see another example. To si snad děláš srandu. You must be kidding me. You can even take away the word snad. You can say to si děláš srandu. Snad is just an emphasis on how you can't really believe this is happening. To si snad děláš srandu. Let's take a look at what would happen if we use these words in the same sentence. So if we want to express Honza might not be coming, maybe Honza will not come, you would say Honza možná nepřijde. When you have an explicit subject, you can actually put it before možná. Honza možná nepřijde, or you could also say možná Honza nepřijde. You could say also třeba Honza nepřijde, or Honza třeba nepřijde, which means exactly the same, but like I said, it's informal. Now, if you say snad nepřijde, snad Honza nepřijde. I hope Honza's not coming because I hate him. So that's very different. Snad Honza nepřijde is very different than Honza možná nepřijde. If you want to say you might be right, you could say možná máš pravdu, which is neutral, or you could say asi máš pravdu, but here we are not talking about quantity. So if you say asi máš pravdu, we would go into a different area. This would mean I guess you're right. I guess you're right, asi máš pravdu. If you say snad máš pravdu, I hope you're right. Hopefully you're right. Let's hope you're right. Snad máš pravdu. So once more, if you want to translate maybe, you can go with možná and třeba. Třeba is informal and widely used in spoken Czech. Then you can also use snad and asi, but only if you talk about approximate quantity. Asi is more informal than snad. So remember these examples. Možná jo, maybe yes. Třeba jo, maybe yes, but informal. Or you could say maybe 10, and you have more options. You can say možná 10, třeba 10, informal. Snad 10, perhaps 10, or hopefully 10, asi 10, about 10. So this is it. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about this. I will be happy to answer them. Mějte se krásně a uvidíme se zase ve čtvrtek. Ahoj!